So I want to talk about the TheAnimeMen and their reply video called "We Became the Most Hated AniTubers Ever." Now, I'm not going to do a reaction to the video itself because it is 37 minutes long. I mainly just want to talk about the start part and the end part. The rest in between is all their opinions, and they're entitled to their own opinion, whether you like it or not. Even in the other video, that was terrible. They were entitled to their opinion, even though it was terrible. But I want to talk about the actual video itself. And as you can see, I gave it a thumbs up. Because honestly, this is the best apology ever. This is bon appetit. This is brilliant. I absolutely love this apology. And it's mainly for several reasons. Because they actually admit that they screwed up. And they don't try and make terrible excuses or anything like that. They just own it straight off. And they even say, you know, they don't believe the word tourist and poser and all these other words are representative of them. But they understand why people felt that way based on the video itself. And that's what felt so refreshing. This is like an actual genuine, hey, you know, we understand why you think this way. We don't agree with it, but we understand based on that video that we made. It's like looking at the root of the problem. They're not trying to go, oh, well, maybe you should watch all that other content. You'd understand. No, they're just like, we understand why you think that. Because of this video alone. If this is your entry into our content, that would make sense. And just the way that they own it. And their last part, by the way, at the end, I really love this section. It actually really resonated with me when they're talking about anime and how it brought them together and the friendships and stuff like that. I've made many friends through anime in real life and online. And to have those connections still through anime, it means the world to me. A great example is in my other video, I talked about the Melons girl from Halloween. Yeah. I met her at a convention because we were talking about Dance in the Vampire Bund. If you don't know what that is, disappearing for a second. Dance in the Vampire Bund. And because of both of our love for that series, we became friends. Very good friends. And we're still friends to this day. And she watches my content. So those friendships mean a lot to me when I look at anime as a whole. And I love going to conventions and meeting new people. And I think that's why, kind of just reflecting on this, because this video made me reflect on a couple of things. I'm getting very frustrated on the channel because of the whole censorship stuff going on, the whole back and forth, like everything just feels like an arms war going on. And a lot of times all I want to do is just talk about anime. I just want to have fun and just have that fun back and forth banter. And I want to make fun content. And I was kind of thinking to myself last night, I was like, I don't want to make good content. It sounds so terrible. I don't want to make good content. I just want to make fun content. And it's not like I don't want to make good content, but the priority is having fun. And I feel like I lost a lot of part of that. And then watching this video, it actually kind of made me reflect on that a little bit. And I know it's a little bit off tandem, but just realizing kind of like, you can see they generally do have passion for anime. And they admit, by the way, that some of them started during 2020 and some of them started before 2020. But as they also stated, the one in the top right-hand corner, that doesn't really matter. I really respected this video. I really love this video because it really highlights, and ignoring all the opinions, because I'm going to watch this afterwards. I just wanted to watch the start and the end. I'm going to watch the rest afterwards. It's just I woke up and I was like, oh, I've got to make a video talking about this. Whether I upload it straight away or not doesn't matter. But I really respected the sort of introduction and the outro and how they talk about the whole situation. And I really do. I really respect how they go about it. And this is the thing also, is that their content is for a different audience. And I think sometimes we as older anime fans, we kind of look for other content that is a little bit different. They appease to a very different group, a much more younger demographic, and there's nothing wrong with that. I am actually going to keep an eye on their content because I think, looking at this now, I think they're going to be more mindful of just not being rage baited, which they admit. That they wanted to rush the video out. It's that kind of deadline grind mindset, but they also were just like lazy, rage baity, just didn't really give it the proper thought in it, and kind of just slapped it together. And that's the thing about content creation, about content grind, especially when the algorithm is very built. And people say, oh, you don't have to upload like regularly, but it's like the algorithm definitely favors regular uploads. Like, And by regular, you don't want to be any longer than like a month or so before YouTube starts to like demote you on the algorithm. So you kind of want that content creator grind. And with social media and all the other platforms, yeah, they've got that grind mindset going. A team of 6 people and other people that they work with probably helps, but they probably still have that whole mindset of like content. And clearly they made a mistake while making that video. But the fact that they owned it, phenomenal. Absolute phenomenal. I really like how they approached it. So I feel kind of bad in my other videos because maybe I was a little bit too harsh on them, but at the same time it was just so frustrating to see that video and the way it was like 2 times speed, 2.5, 1.5, like whatever they ended up having it on, and then just kind of like brushing over the first episode and then just kind of like that's it. And it's like, what I would love to see is just more fun stuff, like, you know, waifu tier lists. Like, imagine if 3 of them sat in a room and they brought 10 of their favorite waifus and the other 2 had to rate them, giving them a video idea. I know, I do this stuff for free. But it's just that fun stuff that they can have, rather than something that's like a tier list the way that they did it, where they're like pinning old classic shows to new shows and just... That was a recipe for the disaster, and they admit that. So it's really solid to see that they actually openly admit the mistake that they made throughout the video. I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I still will not retract my comment. This one in the bottom left looks like he would give me a wedgie in high school for like an anime. Just saying. It looks like he'd give me a wedgie. So does some of the others, but still. It's a solid video, though. I did watch some of it throughout it. It just... not heaps of it. And I like their approach. They've kind of gone for it much more thoroughly, but it is a long video, 37 minutes long, so it's like, yeah, buckle up. And yeah, I only noticed it because I went to my comment section on my videos and someone was like, oh yeah, they did an upload. And I was like, well, I'm already subbed to them, so I'll go look, and I'm going to stay sub because I'm curious to see the direction they go with their content. And I don't think all their content's like bad or anything. I think just that video really frustrated me, which left a bad taste in my mouth for all their other content and kind of made me less willing to give them the benefit of the doubt with the other videos. But I will say this last part was really actually quite good in that they talk about how anime impacts them, and that they kind of look at it in that I think sometimes they take anime for granted now, because it's the thing, anime has allowed a lot of us to make connections, to build bonds, to build on our lives, and the fact that they can travel the world and do all these crazy fun things. Like, trust me, most content creators, 99% of content creators or AniTubers are never going to be able to experience the fun stuff that use 6 individuals are doing right now. I probably will never be able to experience this kind of stuff, even as an AniTuber. And I've been doing it for far longer. But I respect the grind. I respect how they've gone about doing content creation. And as much as I could definitely push that, I don't have friends that are available as frequently as theirs are to make that kind of content. And maybe I can try and do some fun stuff like that with my friends and maybe have them around on the weekend and do some recording and do some, say, like waifu tier lists and have some fun back and forth. Maybe it's something to think about, but I don't, going off topic off of this video, because again, it's a 10 out of 10 apology. Compared to other apologies we've seen in the content creator space, this is phenomenal. It's just, in my opinion, perfect how they approach it. They apologize, and then they rectify it with a video that goes right into detail of everything that they covered in it and do a proper job. Like, it's not like they just said, yeah, sorry, and moved on. They said, sorry, we'll fix it. And I had a feeling they were going to come out with an apology, because when the video came out, they removed all the messages and the tweets and everything that were promoting the video. So it was very clear they saw the backlash and they were like, okay, yeah, this wasn't a good video. But rather than just delete it, they just kept it there. And I think that is, some people will say that's a good move and a bad move. I think it's a smart move, because no matter what they do, they were going to get criticized by keeping it there or removing it. But I think removing the video would have been far worse, because by removing it, it shows that they're shameful, and then people will demand an apology right away, some public tweet apology, rather than what they've done here, which is a lot more better. They took their time, they sat down, they had a chat, and they kind of went through it properly and made a well thought out video correcting the case, but not deleting the old video as a record of saying, hey, it's there, we screwed up, but now we're going to fix it. Because the thing is, I looked at some of their older videos, and there are like comments in videos that are like years old saying, the Taurus. And it's like, I can imagine that probably stung a little bit. It's funny from an outside's perspective, like, they're getting called Taurus everywhere they go. But at the same time, it probably irritates them a little bit, because clearly they are genuine anime fans. They clearly are. I feel like maybe I was a little bit harsh, but I think they state in the video, they understand the criticism, they understand the frustration, so props to them. I'm going around in a circle, but I had a thought in my mind that I was thinking of before, and I kind of lost it, so I'm just going to kind of downwind the video, but I'm going to stay subbed. I'm going to see how their content goes, because I'm very curious to see where their future prospects go, because I think they've got great things ahead of them, and I think they've taken a big learning curve here. And I'm curious to see where they go. So props to yous. I did see some interesting comments. Some content creators in the comment section. I'm gonna hold my thoughts on those. But yeah, it's a great video. Love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.